So you did retail arbitrage,
Yeah.
and you decided to move into wholesale, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, I
I was
know.
dabbling with both for like probably 8 months. I
So
wouldn't even say a whole
simultaneously,
year.
you doing retail arbitrage and you were doing wholesale at the same time.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
And I
that's a big
traded it
task.
and I treated wholesale like retail arbitrage. So let me explain. I would go to my distributors and I'll be like, wow, like, I always made it a thing for at least the first year or the first time. I only dealt with local distributors in like the tri-state area, nothing out of like 2.5 hour drive. Basically, what I'll do is I'll put an order in and I go pick it up
Mm-hmm.
by myself. I'll go rent the truck, I'll go pick it up. Yeah, it's cheaper, better off. I don't have to go out there for a day, but they get to see my face. And I learned that with retail arbitrage, if I walked into any job lot in my area or anywhere that, I knew all the managers, they knew me. I had backroom access for like Ollie's, for instance,
Hell yeah.
literally call me and say, hey, we got a shipment of toys. Do you want to come in? Yes, absolutely. And I get backroom access before they even put it out. So I took that same business model that helped me to become successful at retail arbitrage, and I did it with wholesale. And you gotta realize, man, you go into 100,000 square foot warehouse, there's a lot of products that have been sitting around that ain't even counted for in their inventory.
Well, hold on. Let's back up. Let's back up for a
Okay.
second. So, because you said this ginormous number for a warehouse, you said 100,000
100,000
square
square
feet.
feet. Yeah,
So that's a huge warehouse, is it not?
it is.
That's
And
a
that's
huge
what I'm trying to
warehouse.
say. There's a lot of products in there that the person who owns the products don't know they're there.
Don't even know they're there because you
So
just get
guess what?
lost in the sauce.
Exactly. They'll pay me.
So
Not
you
they
go
wouldn't pay
there.
me, but I will go there and say, hey, listen, let me look around, and I'll pull some stuff to the side. I'll pull it out, like, a couple boxes onto the aisle, and then we'll go negotiate. And I remember my first deal I did that, it was like, I mean, the return was like ridiculous. Like I think I bought like $10,000 worth of goods, and that was the most I've ever really spent, like one location.
Mhm.
And the return was like infinite. And the
Oh,
reason why I say infinite is because we went back for like a year, like every 2 weeks for like a year, and found like just gold. It seemed like gold. And I think that's what really helped me succeed up until this point, was because I was able to take $1 and turn it into $5, $6, $7, $8.
oh
You
yeah,
know,
man.
like the return on these products I was buying, there was nobody on them. They were all closeouts. Nobody was on them. Like, just
And
and there would be
you
a
got
pallet of it.
access. You got access to that space just from mending relationships.
Yeah, just from showing up, saying, "Hey, my name is Michael Albuquerque," talking to the warehouse workers, and then they're going like, "Hey, do you want to meet the owner?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." And the owner comes out, and I introduce myself, and I tell him, where I'm at. I tell him exactly where I'm at and where I want to go. I don't try to be something I'm not. I don't
Mm.
try to be like, oh, I'm doing millions. No, I'm like, no,
Yeah,
this is me and my brother. I just quit my job this year, and boom, 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 and this is what we're doing. And you are your business, man. Especially when you first start, you are it. So it's like, if people fall in love with you, man, and want to see you succeed, they're gonna help you. If you're a genuine person, they're gonna help you. And I think I look at some of my distributors and mentors in this business as like guardian angels, man,
mm.
because it was just like, why are you doing this? Like, I never understood it. I'm like, why do you speak so highly of me? You're like, I'm not buying $50,000, $60,000 worth of goods off you. I'm spending like 4,000, 5,000. But when people like you, man, they want to see you succeed. They help you out.
That's right.
They'll take your calls more. They'll, put things in front of you to help you succeed.
That's
And
right.
without any connections or anything like that, you got to be the one to go out and make those connections. That's where like trade shows and all that stuff come into place.
Now
But
do you
I'll only go to trade shows, really. I never found any new distributors there.
okay.
It was more about, they see me out there and they'll go, hey, Mike, like, yeah, they know you just spent thousands of dollars to be out here. You know, even if you never, maybe you only spent $3,000 with them, but they see you at the trade show, they're like, oh shit, they got a name to a face, they
So
know who you are.
I listen, I guess I've never been to ASD, but I see a lot of people going to ASD. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for saying what I'm about to say, but it's not the first time I've said it, and it won't be the last. When I think of ASD and I see my social media feeds, I feel like ASD, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you've gone to ASD, right?
Yes, I've been there multiple times. Every year I
Okay.
go at least once a year. I used to go twice a year. I only go once now.
And I'm sure that this ASD is full of information, but it seems like a lot of people, mostly retail arbitrage, people wanting to get into wholesale, go to Vegas because it's in Vegas. They take a lot of pictures together and say, yay, positivity. Let's all make business. Yay. But they ain't doing shit with
And that's
wholesale.
the truth.
They ain't doing
I'll
shit.
agree with you. I agree with you.
And I'm looking at a lot of, and there are some people that I know personally that are transitioning to wholesale from retail arbitrage, and they're actively doing it. But there's a lot of people that are just, I guess, want to be seen. They're like the want to be seen people. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm just going to go to ASD because I want to feel important, but they're not taking any action on that, right? So when you go to Ollie's and you're dealing with retail arbitrage, what made you transition to wholesale? Like, what made you take action to be like, all right, I want to get away from retail, because you would boom both simultaneously. What made you say, hey, you know what? I need to take action. I want to take it to the next level. I want to get into wholesale because I feel like that's how I'm going to scale my business and kind of leave retail arbitrage in the dust. Like, what did you do? Like, how was that transition like getting into wholesale?
All right, so this is the transition, okay? Like I said, I was dabbling in both for probably 8 months. And then January, I think of 2021, I just decided, right? Like I got to do wholesale. I'm going all in. And my only excuse of not going all in was RA, right? And I had a great excuse. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get the products and blah, blah, blah. I got to be out there. I said, fuck it. I ate shit for 2 months. Simple and plain. I ate shit for 2 months. From January, all of January, most of February, I think ASD was in March. I've reached out to a bunch of distributors, and this is the good thing about like being in the circle with like Amazon Lit. They'll tell you, you know, little hacks of like, go look at the ASD website and see all the vendors that are going to be there, right?
Did you take their course?
Yeah,
We'll talk about that after.
I don't even remember what year I signed up. I think it was like their first year that they were offering it. I signed up, and I did the mentoring too, like 8 sessions of mentoring. That's what it was when I did their mentoring before they had a course, really. But so basically, I just all that time I would take to go shopping, I still went shopping, but I cut it down. So like instead of going 5 days a week, I went 2-3 days a week, and I just had to make up more ground, you know. And then I just got on the phone a little more. I had to get out of my comfort zone, which is still, you know, I'm still learning how to pick up the phone and contact new people and stuff like that. It's not something that is natural to me at all. Once we get going talking, I'm fine. But that initial, you know, contact is like the worst for me ever. It's the worst.
But you get
It
through it though.
still
You
is.
truck through it though. But you truck through it.
Yeah, because I have to. There's no other way around it, you know? So, but yeah, so basically I just made a decision. Like, this is what I want to do. I got to do it. And I went to ASD. After I placed orders with every company and picked up in person and asked for the owner. Okay. That's what I did. I placed orders with every company that I wanted to do business with that was in my area. I went and rented a Penske truck, went to their establishment, placed the order with them. Some orders were break even, some were profitable, you know, somewhere in between. And I'll ask for the owner. They come out and meet me. I'm like, hey, boom, boom, boom. Are you going to ASD next month? I act like I've been there before. I'm like, you know, yeah. Like I'll ask them if they're going, and and tell them good luck or whatever. And then when I get to ASD, I make sure the first thing I did is I went to each booth and I go, hey, remember me? I just came and picked up an order, blah, blah, blah. Hey, do you got anything new here? You know, like, are you offering anything new that's not on your current list? And, you know, I placed one of my largest orders and most profitable orders at ASD because of that. You know, like at the time, I think it was like $27,000. I've never bought that one order.
Right.
Dude, think about that. You're spending $27,000 just looking at this thing. Quick. I'm like, what?
It's just a
You
click
ain't
of a
got
button,
your computer
man.
with your 3 screens, and
It's
like,
literally just a click of a button.
Yeah, let's keep a
You know?
chart.
Crazy. It's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
no, it's what we do as Amazon sellers, man. At the end of the day, if I feel like if you can withstand a risk when you're purchasing like thousands and thousands of dollars of like, especially single SKUs, like that really, like, I'm like, I got something, you know, like there's, because think about it, if you strip away Amazon, it's like, what skills do I have? I always tell myself that, like, if this shit went away tomorrow, what the hell would I do? And that's why I started a wholesale company, because I'm like, obviously I'm making money. So I have a skill. I know how to find Amazon products. And so let me transfer that into a parallel industry that go hand in hand with it. So my goal is to eventually wing off of Amazon and start my own company and get, you know, retail customers and go that way and carve my way into there. And it's not because this is my life, do I love this or nothing. It's because that's my next move.
Right.
And every year, every 2 years, you gotta pivot in this game. You gotta pivot unless you're really good at what you do. If you're really good at selling on Amazon and, you know, you want to deal with all this shit, then great. But for me, I want to have my own name. I want to have 100% say in what I do. And I can't get that with Amazon.